guys, I'm Samantha and I am here to do my tarot TBR for the month of November. I am super thankful that this month is going to be a little bit kinder for me. I'm trying to take it easy by pre-filming a bunch of stuff and just trying to focus on being more present within this holiday season. And for the month of November, I am hosting the Nightmare Before Christmas readathon for the entire month. I may do a separate TBR for that. I am not entirely too sure just yet. But if I do, it'll probably come out after this TBR. But let's get into the card pulls for November. Okay, you guys, let's do our hopefully three card shuffle for November's tarot TBR. Excuse the mess over here in the light. I am currently doing sprints as I am recording this, so this water bottle is holding up my webcam, so ignore that. But going with the Mind, Body, Spirit deck for this month. Let's see, hopefully the decks are kind to me this month. Eight of Wands, I believe. Shuffle number 2. Feels significant. The Emperor. And shuffle number 3. Oh, these are sticking. So 2 cards. We have 5 of Cups and 6 of Coins. So those are the cards for the main deck for this month. Okay, so for the Wands, we are going to be shuffling from the Britney Spears Oracle deck. The Rebel. For Cups, we have to draw our shuffle from the Animal Spirits deck. This one is notorious for being mean to me, so let's see. You have the Crow, Shark, Owl, and Peacock. Okay, and the last thing we have to do is for the Pentacles Coins card, we have to shuffle from the Moonology deck. So let's see what we get. Nope. These two want to come out. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. And confidence is your key to success, New Moon in Leo. And those are my card draws for November. Much nicer than last month. As you can see, the decks were much nicer after being cleansed in the full moon and recharge and all that. So it wasn't throwing a hissy fit like it was in October. But for the first card I got is 8 of Wands, which means rapid action, movement, quick decisions. So a graphic novel or manga. And I'll be reading Harley Quinn, Black and White and Red by David Mandel. My favorite character in the DC comic series is Harley, so I'm really eager to get back into that world because it has been a while since I read a comic that featured her in it, and I love just her single like character backstory, just like with her being separate from the Joker. So I'm excited to get to that. Then, since we got a Wands card, I had to draw a card from the Britney Spears Tarot. Got the Rebel. And part of the Rebel's meaning in the guidebook is to let go of expectations and write your own story. So I'm going to go with a mood read. Next, I got the Emperor. Keywords for this is stability, structure, protection, authority, control, practicality, focus, and discipline. So I am going to need to try to find a book with kind of a strong father presence or male presence in this. And I'm going to go with Donor Boy by Brendan Haplin. This is an old ARC copy that I happened to pick up from a library book sale years ago. This will be a reread for me, but honestly, I really don't remember much about this book. So, I think it's about time for me to reread it and see if it's something that I want to keep on my shelves. Because apparently I enjoyed it enough to hang on to it, but I don't remember really what it's about. Let me just read the back of it. A brilliant, heartbreakingly funny debut novel by the acclaimed author of It Takes a Worried Man and Losing My Faculties. Rosalind had 2 mommies. Now, thanks to a tragic accident involving frozen foodstuffs, she has none. And Sean, the sperm donor who gave her half her DNA and nothing else, is taking custody. Comical and compellingly readable, Donor Boy is the story of how 2 strangers learn to become a family. Although it is told entirely through the protagonist's emails, journal entries, instant messages, and other random communication, Donor Boy is fundamentally a universal story of how we all laugh, cry, and occasionally fight our way to a new life in the face of tragedy. I don't know how this is it. Well, It Takes a Worried Man and Losing My Faculties. That might be just a like nonfiction that the guy worked, but with it being a debut novel, I don't know how it being debut if he is an acclaimed author, but who knows. But it's told in the, I think it's epistolary style. So it should be interesting. Hopefully it won't take me very long to get through with it being that style. Like I said, I don't really remember what my thoughts were of it. I think I originally gave it like 3 stars, but we'll see if it holds up to that standard. Next I have 5 of Cups, reversed. No, it wasn't reversed. I was holding it upside down. I've written it down. 5 of Cups, loss, grief, disappointment. So I need a sad story. And that would be kind of, I'm going to go with the sad part with this, Borderlines by Carolyn Cranis. This is also an old advanced reader copy that I got from a library book sale. This is a memoir about Carolyn as she is leaving behind her sheltered upper middle class life in St. Louis for San Francisco following the death of her mother. She is searching for clarity and a fresh perspective to help her escape her mother's ghost. Instead, in a dreamlike city of beatnik bookstores and coffee houses, she meets Jane. Bewitching and free-spirited, Jane offers Cross a warmth, intuitive understanding, and female companionship she craves, and soon the 2 women are inseparable. But gradually, Cross discovers that behind the intensity that made the friendship so intoxicating lies a dangerous, symbiotic stronghold. As Jane's subtle manipulations blossom into emotional blackmail, financial ruin, disturbing promiscuity, and ultimately physical aggression, Cross must fight to regain her self-respect and her understanding of where Jane ends and she begins. Written in crisp, unsentimental prose, and with the gripping poetic quality of a million little pieces, Borderlines distills Cross's terrifying experience into a mesmerizing memoir that will hold you captive until the last page. At its very heart lies an unflinching look at the potent hidden dynamics beneath the surface of every intimate relationship and the dangerous blurring of individual boundaries that can occur when these dynamics are unleashed. Searing and provocative, Borderlines is a vivid cautionary tale that marks a striking literary debut. So yeah, this with just her entire kind of growth process in this, just based on the back, sounds like it's going to be pretty sad. This is another one that I read so many years ago now that I don't really remember really anything about it, other than the fact that it's still on my shelves, so I must have enjoyed it to a point. So we will see what my thoughts are today about it. This came out in like the early 2000s as well. Then, since I got a Cups card, I had to shuffle an Animal Spirits deck, and this one is always the meanest one, which I got Crow. Spiritually strong, creative, watchful. So I'm going to go with the So Mote It Be book club pick for the month of November, and that is Candle Magic for Beginners, Spells for Prosperity, Love, Abundance, and More by Mystic Dylan. I'm interested in getting into this and learning more about what I can do with candle magic, because I have a lot of candles. I love lighting candles. I actually have 2 going right now, so I am eager to learn what I can do with them. Then I have Shark, Directness, Exposure, Revealing True Nature and Desire. So I want to read The Book in the Attic by Melissa Gunther. I have a copy of this somewhere, but for some reason I cannot find it at this point in time. But it is about a girl who is orphaned and living with her aunt, and she learns that she is about to go to a private school that has to do with magic, and she learns more about her place in this type of world. It's really reminiscent of Harry Potter. I've read this multiple times. I had received this book from the author with it signed when I was really big on being on the Leaky Cauldron, which is a Harry Potter fan site. I met the author through that, and she was a really good person to talk to during like I think I was in junior high at this point, and that book is like kind of one of my like favorite things that I own, one of my favorite books that I own, and I really would like to continue reading to book 2, but I want to do a reread of book 1. I had drawn the Owl, Abundance, Clairvoyant, Treasure, so I'm going to go with the abundance kind of keyword and have an abundance of stories. So I'm going to do a anthology, which is Legends 2. It's by multiple authors. It's edited by Robert Silverberg. It's a bunch of different fantasy writers writing short stories based on, like, in their world. It has a story from Terry Goodkind. Tells the origin of Border Between the Lands in the world of the Sword of Truth and Debt of Bones. George R.R. Martin sets his piece a generation before his epic Song of Ice and Fire in the adventure Hedge Knight. Anne McCaffrey, the poet of Pern, returns once again to her world of romance and adventure in Runner of Pern. So, yeah, I read Legends 1 for Bookopoly-a-thon last year, maybe? Or might have been the year before, like might have been when I first started vlogging for this channel, and really enjoyed it, and I actually had a Stephen King story in that one. And it looks like Legends 3 has stories featuring Robert Jordan, Ursula K. Le Guin, Tad Williams, and Terry Pratchett. So I've read this a few times, and I really enjoyed it, and I didn't realize this was like my first introduction into George R.R. Martin's writing. So it should be interesting to read it now after I've read the first 2 books in Game of Thrones. So, did I stick that back in here? What did I do with that card? Oh well. Aha, got it. And next I got Peacock, Inner Beauty, Compassion, A Simulator of Everything. So Inner Beauty, I'm going to take kind of wild guess, go with a book that I don't know anything about and that it could have like some inner beauty into it, because I'm not the biggest fan of the cover. It's kind of like one of those cheesy early, seems to me like early 2000 type of book covers. I don't even know when this was released. Stop it. Uh, 2011. But I'm going to go with Life's a Witch by Brittany Guerra Gotelis. I'm probably butchering it. This is about Hadley. She is the envy of every girl and the desire of every guy. Her key to magically having it all, she's an actual witch. As a descendant of the first woman executed in the Salem witch trials, Hadley understands the consequences if her secret gets out. The only ones who know about her powers are the members of her coven who, like Hadley's family, have magic in their blood. But there's no spell that can undo a fatal attack on the coven. All the evidence points to an age-old rival coven, the Perishables, as the culprit, and now it's up to Hadley to lead the fight against them. At the same time, she is caught up in her feelings for a mysterious guy named Asher who has plenty of secrets of his own. With everything at stake, can Hadley trust her magic in her heart? So, I was given this book by Alicia with Books and Things with Alicia, so thank you, Alicia, for that. And I, of course, am down to read any type of witch book, so I am hoping that there is a bunch of inner beauty in this and that it will be a favorite of mine. And the last tarot card I got is Six of Coins reversed. It means selfishness, stinginess, and debt, so I'm using this as a mood read. Then, with the coins, I had to draw cards from the Moonology deck. I got North Node, Step Out of Your Comfort Zone. So I'm going with a book that I wouldn't think currently that I would be really interested in at this point in time, and it would be The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This was, I think, came out when I was like maybe a senior in high school, so it was really big during that time, but I kind of lost interest in wanting to read it since then, but I will give it a go and see what I think about it. And the last card I got is New Moon in Leo, Confidence is Your Key to Success, and I'm going to go with another graphic novel. I'm going to continue my reading of American Vampires, American Vampire Volume 3 by Scott Snyder. I started reading this about a year or two ago now and really enjoyed it, and it happens to be on Kindle Unlimited, so I would like to continue that series. But yeah, that is my TBR for the month. Let me see if I can get a decent like stack considering compared to what it was last month. I am happy to have a short one. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts are on them. Just don't leave spoilers for them, just in case someone else is looking for some recommendations. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to keep up to date with any videos that come out within the future. And until then, you guys, bye.